At UFC Vegas 4, Dustin Poirier defeated Dan Hooker in one of the best fights of the year. Conor McGregor reacted to the fight with a subtle dig at Dustin Poirier's performance. He retweeted a fan's tweet of him finishing Dustin Poirier at UFC 178, which said, "I don't just knock them out, I pick the round." In the co-main event of UFC Vegas 4, Mike Perry defeated Mickey Gall via unanimous decision. Many fighters are now considering having their partners in their corner. Gilbert Burns reacted saying, "Thanks to Mike Perry, now my wife is asking me to be in my corner." Thiago Santos tweeted, "Mike Perry gave me an idea. After watching him, he was right. Yana Kunitskaya will only be in my corner next fight." Jeremy Stevens tweeted, "That's it. I'm not paying coach's corner or nada. I'ma just have my wife coach me." And Sadiq Yusuf tweeted, "My girl really just asked to be in my corner. I knew this was gonna happen." Brian Ortega recently called out the Korean Zombie for not signing the contract to fight him. He posted this on his Instagram saying, "Someone tell Korean Zombie sign the contract. You've been asked multiple times already. Give the fans what they want to see and quit stalling." The Korean Zombie responded back on his Instagram saying, "I am sure you are aware why I can't go to the States at this time. If you would come to Korea, I am even ready in July. Otherwise stay calm waiting for me. Hashtag see you soon." Michael Bisping on the Believe in Me podcast speaks on Kamaru Usman needing more star power as a champion.
Well, he's definitely got the skills. He's got the athletic prowess. He's got the size. He's got the fighting. He's got that whole side of it down. I just think, you got Masvidal. He's got real star power. You got Conor McGregor. He's got charisma for days and things like that.
That division has a lot of star power.
Usman, whilst he's the champion and undisputed champion, and Gilbert Burns, massive fan of his. He's definitely got a tough fight on his hands. Kamaru's the champion for a reason, but he doesn't necessarily have that massive star power. That's not a knock on his character or anything like that, but it's just maybe I'm wrong. That's kind of how I see it.
What up, everybody? Just wanted to first and foremost say thank you, everyone, for the love and support. No excuses. It wasn't really my night tonight. I feel like I was getting the better of the stand-up, but not in the grappling. Go figure, right? He was strong, stuffed some of my transitions. Hats off to Mike. Hope we get to fight again. I got a good feeling we will fight again, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna ask to get back in there in August once we get back to America. Trying to fight again. Want to stay active. I know you guys are gonna say don't be sorry, this, that, but I'm sorry to all my supporters, friends, fans, family. I want to do a little better for you guys. This doesn't change anything. I'm gonna get back to work. Hold myself to a high standard. I'm still gonna be chasing the title, and much love to everybody. Appreciate you guys.
Javier Mendez on his podcast gives his thoughts on Dylan Danis calling out Jorge Masvidal.
All publicity.
Yeah?
Yeah, publicity. You don't got enough experience to deal with George Masvidal. Don't give a F what he says or what he thinks. Sorry.
Two fights in Bellator.
You'll get schooled really bad. George Masvidal will make you look like a fool. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just not enough experience for George Masvidal. Not enough experience. You know what I mean? That's to discredit someone like George. And Dylan has been fighting individuals to help him grow. He needs to grow more. I'm sure there'll be a point where I'd be talking really big about him, how great he is, but right now he needs to grow more, and he knows how to create interest, by saying what he says. And, I like what he does because it creates interest. He creates people to want to pay attention to him. So, but yeah, George Masvidal just and then also it's not realistic. Also calling out a guy in another league. Okay.
Right.
So how safe is that?
Yeah.
How safe is that? Call out Douglas Lima.
Yeah. Ooh.
Call Douglas Lima. Go ahead and say, I'm ready. All right. Well, Douglas Lima. Okay. Well, now you're talking about the same league. Go ahead. Call him out.
Douglas Lima is a beast, man. He would do great in UFC.
What I'm saying is, you're talking about non-real versus real. Douglas Lima, that's a possibility. That's a real possibility. Okay. Right. George Masvidal. So, which one's safe? Which one's not?
Right. Yeah. Well, I think they're both equally devastating, to be honest with you.
And the bottom line is, the talent he's a talent, man. He's freaking good. So, you can't underestimate him, but he's not the favorite, put it that way.
And Mike Perry at the UFC Vegas post-fight press conference spoke on his unanimous decision win over Mickey Gall.
Yes, proven right is what it is tonight. I feel awesome, bro. I can't lie. There was a lot of haters hating on us, hating on her, and she's so innocent in all this. And, you know, obviously it's because I say things, I talk, and from an entertainment side of the sport, and also, like, because they be hating on me so hard. So I just talk back because it's just, ugh. And then when she started getting it, you know, I was just really upset, but I fed off that tonight. I remember before I walked out thinking in the back about things that made me angry, even though by the time I went to walk out, I was blank. And that's the way it should be. You react. You just go out there and you fight. The work is done. It's time to go. You know, she did a great job. She kept it very simple. She shouted a couple things. I heard her during the fight, and I remember like telling myself, okay, there you go. She getting into it now. And she was like, keep your hand up. There was like one time he had swung and just missed. So get your hand back up. I was like, all right. And then in the corner, you know, when she was in there rubbing the ice on me, she kept asking me, hey, is this, where do you want, what else do you want, what can I do? And she was, you know, trying to do more for me. And it was really cool just sitting there quiet and just thinking about how the next round was gonna go. And yeah, I did hear his coaches, and I heard them saying like, I can't think of the word, but they had like secret words for like moves. And then I started figuring out what those were that they were asking for. And around the third round, I heard a couple of things that I heard throughout the fight, and then I was like, oh, I know what he's about to do. They said something about razor, and then I realized he's throwing elbows at that time from a distance. I was like, okay. And you know, I felt like, I remember thinking, man, your corners could be telling you more. Like, they're not telling you enough. You need to do something. And also, damn, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I remember the fight before mine, or the heavyweights. And I remember Gian Vellante going back to his corner, and then the coach was like, what are you doing? Well, you're not doing nothing. And it's like, bro, you ain't doing nothing, bro. You sitting on the outside. Don't come in here and make me. And then I think Michael Bisping was like, oh, that's great coaching. No, that's terrible. Don't make the guy feel bad and down on himself. Amp him up or something. Give him, I mean, come on, bro. Heavyweights too. Like, what do you think he's doing? He's trying to not get knocked out. That should be first. I understand that we're entertainers and we got to go out there and we got to fight and we got to put on a show. But you also, when you get in that cage, you got, or that octagon, excuse me. When you get in the octagon, you got a show purse and you got a win bonus. That win bonus is more important than putting on that show, because the fight's a fight. You gonna fight or not, someone's gonna bring it, and the show is gonna happen. So if you need to be smart, technical, more patient, it's almost harder to be patient and wait for the good shots rather than just go forward and just keep getting kicked in the arms and all this. And these coaches are like asking for stuff, and they putting guys in positions to, especially heavyweights, walk into shots and get dropped and beat. Like, these coaches that haven't even been in the position that their fighters are in. That's why I didn't have coaches tonight, because I did though. She was perfect because she knows she hasn't been in my position. So she spoke from a humble standpoint on the outside. She kept it simple, and I didn't need any advice. Maybe that was luck tonight that I didn't. It was good luck to get this opponent, but you know, I handle business, and I'm gonna go back to the drawing board and try to put a team together that we can work for upcoming events.
Could that be American top team?
South Florida, yeah, it's looking like. I don't know. I mean, I want to go train with Yoel Romero for sure. So